Hello, hello, welcome everybody. Welcome to your reading today. Oops, I thought I just bumped that. Anyway, so today's reading, we'll be doing a message on how to work with the energies in the universe at the moment, or on this planet, since we are on this planet. The reason for this is there's just a lot of energy happening at the moment. Like there's a lot of things happening, there's a lot of shifts and changes. Chiron has just recently gone into retrograde until the end of the year in Aries. If you follow Tropical. And also Pallas is in retrograde, Pluto, Saturn, Neptune are also in retrograde, and I think in a few weeks Mercury will also be in retrograde. So there's a lot of slowing down. Chiron, being the wounded healer, has that kind of vibe. This one is pumping some energy into the reading though, and I believe it's probably, or it feels like it's very connected to the Olympics, which is happening now, which only happens every 4 years, the Summer Olympics in Paris. So how do we utilize the energy that's happening? A lot of people are watching, right? They're getting out of their day-to-day or mundane, and they're kind of watching people who have dedicated a lot of time and effort into a particular skill or field. Whether that's swimming, rock climbing, skateboarding, gymnastics. It's all a lot of heightened time, like I guess amplification, or like a lot of, okay, now is the time to show my skills. And so we've got some interesting cards coming through. It's kind of like fun vibes, but also the archangels really wanted to come through. So we'll see what message comes out of this reading for you. But take this as like, how do I utilize the energy of what's around me? I feel like this can help for if you're watching this down the track. This will help for you in any time. This is just like a reminder, just because this is in retrograde, or that's doing this, or there's this game's on, or there's like this political thing happening. This is like, how can you utilize whatever's around you to brighten, lighten, or make things easier in your day. Okay, so with that blurb out of the way, let's have a look at getting some piles for everyone. Okay, pile 1 and 2, and I'm going to take that one for pile 3. Okay, let's take a look at your cards today, everyone. So if you're choosing pile 1, you have the clear quartz with psychic abilities, enhanced intuition, mental clarity, and magnified energy. If you're going with pile 2, you have titanium rainbow quartz with awakening all chakras, ultimate manifestation, vibrancy, and powerful shift. And for pile number 3, you have air with communication, imagination, independent, and witty. All right, so there are the 3 piles. Down in the description below, you can jump straight to your reading. Feel free to do that. And yeah, I'll see you in your reading, but I'll give you some time anyway now to connect with your intuition and see which one is calling you. All right, see you in your reading. Hello, hello, welcome to your reading pile 1. So just like I said, right, hyped, amplified energy with a lot of focus and a lot of like coming to a point of like, now is a good time. So what can you do with the energies that are around you? This is a good time for you. You've chosen the clear quartz. This does really feel like the hype energy. You can, if you're not feeling hype, you can utilize this hype energy to create, focus on, do what you want to do. This could also be a time of clearing out a lot of stuff, a lot of baggage, let's say, or at least making headway on what you've already worked on. And this is how you awaken gifts. I feel like a big thing or a big misconception is, by getting the gifts is the goal. It's actually the process of releasing the baggage to allow those gifts to come through. letting go of disappointment, hate, drama, self-sabotage, you know, all that kind of stuff. Past issues, inner child healing, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's a that's the real gift. It's not the like, okay, now I have a better grasp of my clairvoyance. That's part of the gifts, but that's not the actual goal. It's the process of getting there, because the process is where you feel so much more connected to who you are as a soul and also who you are as a human. Okay, so we're going to pull some cards. But yeah, really nice one to pick. I feel like this is a really good time. You know, you've got enhanced intuition. Everything's ringing true. Clear quartz is also a really great crystal. I had one when I was growing up, and it actually, I mean, I would think it was like when I got to mid-teenage, it actually cracked, and I felt really bad about it. But I feel like it was just we were done. We were done working together. I wasn't spiritual at all back then, or even all the way through until I was in my 30s. But you know, the being able to get balance with that kind of energy probably helped me through many different things without me even knowing. And when it cracked, I think that was the time when it had, you know, served its purpose and done exactly what it needed to do, which I super appreciated it. All right, so let's get you some cards. All right, let's take a look at these ones. Gentle joy, good vibes. Complementary colors. You've got universe, everything is nothing. This is such a clear message. And you've got the observer asking questions, collecting data. Yeah, this is your time to make some shifts and changes that you want to see, but also to be very aware, like your intuition is heightened, let's say, with, I mean, it says enhanced intuition here, but it does feel like everything is becoming quite clear. And it's like all this kind of like drama or stories that we tell ourselves, or history, like culture. There's nothing wrong with cultural things or anything like that, but it's just like, do we need, like, you as an individual outside of your race, outside of your country, outside of your culture, right? Outside of your ancestors, you as an individual, what is important to you right now? It can be some things that take essence from all those, and that's absolutely fine, but it's just a question. Like, now I can start finding resonance, finding peace within myself and also in my environment. I do like this one. I think this is quite interesting. Everything is nothing. It's almost like not taking the world so seriously, taking every single minute and decision so seriously. That feels like a very draining life. And being able to see things from a higher perspective with the observer. There's like the essence here with the collecting data of slowing down to justify the internal or the external. There's something with that. Let me just pull some more cards so I can get more information. I mean, how can you vibe? Like, how can you utilize this energy? It's literally just connecting with it. That's it. You connect with it. You're like, okay, what do I want to see? What do I want? What's right for me in this moment? What's a goal that I really want to work towards? I know these kind of things come up a lot, but I guess they keep coming up because the message is you can create the reality you want to create. And now is a great time with the energy that's around. You want to start clearing some stuff, especially with all those retrogrades, right? Slowing down, finding meaning in the work that you do, finding meaning in your own spiritual practices, finding meaning in healing, right? Those are all there as well. Retrogrades aren't negatives, they're just slowing down and get us to reflect. Okay. Speaking of reflect, this one feels like wisdom, but you've got this big dish here and this moon in the background. It's kind of like reflective. It's like lessons learnt and gained through many different I don't want to say ups and downs, it doesn't feel like negative, it just feels like through many things, through many shifts and changes. So Mirabelle coming through does really tie a lot with the colors of the clear quartz, right? This light color. I would say you would be working more in the light with the cards that are coming through. And how can you best understand your light is to understand the challenges and shadows that you've walked through, right? That feels very, very true. And your own emotions. So you've also got the Shekinah coming through. Again, similar colors, right? These steely white light colors. This is, you can see her as the divine feminine. It's kind of like the feminine answer to Mother Mary, right? In Judaism, this one would be. But really, you know, she's got the world here. She's kind of like the divine feminine goddess that she would be. Sometimes I believe she's seen as like the earth, and the god figure would be like the sky. So it's like finding your slice of heaven on earth as well. I know that there's many different incarnation crosses in human design. This might be a time to check your human design. I only say that because it's like finding a slice of heaven. My particular incarnation cross is incarnation cross of Eden, which is creating a piece of heaven on earth, which is pretty much just saying finding or creating an environment where you feel you can flow and be true to who you are. So this is a nice one. It's about rising up as well, speaking truth, saying what you mean, speaking into reality. You know, not taking this life as the be-all end-all of your soul's existence. This is a story within, you know, a giant book, a giant library. I do want to quickly just read Mirabelle from here. Yeah, it does talk about reflection. Yeah, this is, you know, how can you know where you're going if you haven't reflected on what's been? It's definitely important. It says, life is a mirror. What your outer circumstances reflecting? What are your outer circumstances reflecting back to you? What can you learn from these experiences? It's a big one. That's how you gain true wisdom, is by comprehending, understanding, and reflecting. And sometimes if you reflect one day, 2 years down the track, you reflect on it and it'll be a completely different answer that you may have not seen. And that's okay, you weren't supposed to see it until the time was right, or understand it at that stage because you weren't ready to, or it was too complicated time, right? Certain other things were going on. So definitely don't judge. This isn't about judging yourself. This is just about recognizing what has passed. So you've got the moon's void of course, which is disconnect, withdrawal, and reception. The ninth house, philosophy, spirituality, and knowledge. Let's grab this one. You've also got the equinox with commitment, integration, and shifts. Again, you're getting like a shifting kind of situation here. That's why I was at one point I was talking about finding meaning in what you do, finding meaning in your spiritual practices, right? You're not here to just follow someone else's belief system. You're here to create your own, in a sense. Not so much to have other people follow. You know, everyone's having their own spiritual journey. You're having your own spiritual journey. Of course, you can follow or like get insight and hints and tips from others past, but you're here for your own experience. It can be as simple as being around good energy, finding tasks and hobbies that let you express what's inside. This doesn't have to be as complicated as we like to make it as humans. And I think it'll be very clear in this this moment in time whenever you're watching this. Got the transformation card. I'm just gonna pop it under here. So transformation. Got the 8 of Cups. You've got the 3 of Cups. And you've got the 2 of Wands. So very classic, obvious kind of messages here, right? Transformation is the take on the Tower card, but you can see here, it's not falling, it's like being renovated. Things have already shaken all the way down. So you've been building up, and this is like making sure the roof doesn't leak, right? Making sure that not just the foundations are set, but the finishing touches are done in a way that is solid. You've also got the 8 of Cups. You can see here he's leaving. It's kind of sad, right? But he's got his best friend with him. He's just deciding to take what cups he has and leave what he's already built up because there's something else. It's kind of like finishing a level in a video game, right? You can go back and 100% it. Once you've 100%ed it, what's next? It's like the next journey, the next adventure. What is next for you? Because you've even, that's in conjunction with the 2 of like the world's in your hand. Where do you want to go with like-minded people or with your own kind of like heart and soul? Where are you taking your family next, or where are you taking your own journey and path next? Is it going to be one that's like more material? Is it going to be one that's more philosophical and spiritual? No judgment, it's up to you. It can be both, right? It's going to be both. If you are doing things that you plan to do, you'll get the things that feel more resonant, regardless of what society says is worth time or money, right? Sometimes society will be like, this house, this thing, or this many followers is success. You can see that with people who comment, and they'll write a comment and then they'll get like 10,000 likes on their comment and they'll thank them or feel like they're famous, right? And it's just commenting on something else that's been created. So it's like a flow-on effect. This isn't bad or anything like that. It's just like, what's the purpose and meaning behind why this is what gives us a feeling of success? Is it because we've been told, or is someone liking our comment really, really fulfilling? Regardless how positive or negative it is, right? You know, it's just like, what does that mean to me? So it is finding meaning, but like real meaning, not just a kind of like fake or, I don't know, watered down version. Okay, these are the cards that want to come out, so I'm just going to see if there's anything else. There's a huge opportunity for a lot of you to remove some stuff out of your life that no longer serves. Old beliefs, old emotions, old feelings. You've got good vibes and joy. When you're getting into good vibes, you sit in that energy, right? And then when we get out of that energy, sometimes we can bring in the old energy. And it's like, where does that come from? What is that assisting me with? What is that trying to teach or tell me? Is a question to ask yourself. A lot of these readings that are coming through at the moment are internal like questions and dialogue. You can gain what you want in the external, and you're here for an external experience, like a physical experience, right? If you were here to hide a self away and meditate, let's say, for the rest of your life, then you probably wouldn't have incarnated. That's not to say there will be people that are here to do that, but they've probably already gone through and kind of like sorted out certain aspects of their life, and this might be just a step in that direction of soul's growth, soul's evolution. So yeah, asking questions makes a lot of sense here. Got to ask yourself, what is important? What's for me? Why have I come here in this moment? And what do I want to experience? This isn't about just gain. It's really like honest what your heart wants you to know. So I guess what you can do with that is literally anything. You can create the experience you want to take. It says bold and ambitious choices. This might be taking steps that are a little bit scary, whether it's shadow work or light work or, you know, new career. Doesn't matter how old, young, etc. you are. This is about making decisions and deciding to follow, I guess, your soul's calling. I feel like your guides will assist with this. They definitely want you to reflect, cut away which doesn't serve, let yourself complete or like finish off loose ends or tasks so that they are done and nicely wrapped in a bow. So you can start to celebrate and enjoy with the people that you want to, right? Like-minded individuals. They're different colors, but they all are vibing at the same vibe, right? They're all the square vibe, so to speak. Okay, I really hope that helps you, pile number one. Very quick one. Great energy. This is like heightened energy to really see what is needed to be looked at and transform what is needing to be rebirthed. Okay, thank you so much, pile one, for letting me read for you. If you want to leave a comment, feel free to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe, of course, if you don't already. Otherwise, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hello, hello. Welcome to your reading, pile number 2. Okay, so you've chosen the Titanium Rainbow Quartz. What a great card to come out for how you can utilize this energy. The reason why I really got into this particular message was because the Olympics kind of kept popping up, which obviously would be since the Olympics is on, the Summer Olympics, and it's just like this shift of focus from drama and the mundane into something where people are really dedicated, focused, and put a lot of training and time and effort all up to this one kind of event, right? The peak, let's say, of certain sports and that kind of thing. So you've got awakening all chakras, ultimate manifestation, vibrancy, and powerful shift. The vibrancy is really popping off here. So great energy to be sitting into. Start with these ones first. A lot of high vibe from this pile. Okay. Like this for you, you've got ready to roll, loyalty, and devotion. This does feel like heading out with the group or the people or yourself, right, in your own journey. Got sparkling seeds, growth, and discovery. This does feel like getting out there, going on a journey. It's like if it's internal, it's an internal journey for growth, right? If it's external, it's like something new, a new environment, holiday, whatever it is. It's an opportunity to break out of a cycle, for sure. Yeah, look, and then you're getting the adventure card, a wild and unforgettable ride. This does highly feel like making the most of the world. It's kind of like, okay, so you're given I can't remember what that program's called, but it's a cartoon, and she's like, it's the end of the world's happening, and she's, I guess, neurodivergent or on the spectrum, and she's like, you know, everyone else is just doing whatever they want. They're kind of like going on parties, going to beaches, going on holidays, flying anywhere, because the world's about to end in like, you know, 90 days or a year or something like that. And so she doesn't know what to do, and she finds out that she's found a place where everyone is just still working and doesn't want to just enjoy it, right? Or doesn't have any idea of what they really want to do. And she kind of like sparks some life back into that environment. She doesn't know either, but she still wants to like make friends and have a good time and do some stuff. And she does that through what she feels like is process, but it's when you're on the outside looking in, she's doing a lot of things. So that's why, I mean, the purpose of me talking about this, it doesn't have to be you know, going on a big OE adventure type thing. It could be just breathing life force back into your relationship or into your job or into your family's kind of like days, just general things. Just start talking about things that don't always talk about with them. Getting to really connect with them, with certain family members, right? Or really start to express the things that are held within you. So this is a great opportunity anyway. This is really, really nice. You've got Zadkiel here, and you can see here he's got like an alchemist type situation going on. It looks like an opportunity to alchemize and transform base motives, right? Base ideas into something new. You don't have to go through the depths and the dark to do this. I mean, yes, there's a lot of planets in retrograde at the moment, which does talk about reflection. But if you have the power and energy, utilize this, like, I don't know, Olympic energy to make some shifts and changes you want to see. It's like when you go experience a new culture, a new country, you get a taste of what they have to offer or what they're all about, right? Especially if you get into like the real parts, not just the kind of holiday areas. It's like a bit of a mix. It helps you decide maybe you want to make some shifts in your life, maybe you should make some changes, you know, those kind of things. Gives you like ideas of what's possible to do in the world. You've also got Zachriel, interesting. So you've got Zadkiel and Zachriel, got the two Z's. Something I need to read with Zachriel coming through. I always see this as showing your individual colors, right? We've got an albino peacock. Peacocks are already pretty individual creatures. They're very unique. Birds in general are far more colorful and vibrant than probably any other mammal, right? They have a huge array of colors, whereas mammals don't really. There are, like, you know, tigers with orange, zebras black and white. It's quite stark contrast. But most of them are kind of like dark brown or light brown kind of colors generally. But birds kind of break that mold. And then we've got an albino, which is kind of rare. I know that this one is surrender or graceful surrender. Let me have a look. Graceful surrender. So I'll read this and I'll read Zadkiel as well. Zachariel says, the material aspect of life is only temporary. Gently release any attachments to me. When you surrender, you open to receive which is truly yours. This too shall pass. Everything does kind of pass. I know certain members of my family have talked about going on a big trip or taking a particular holiday into a city or a town or a country, and they just keep putting it off because of XYZ, like many different reasons or excuses, and that's their choice, right? But they have the means to do so. They have the opportunity to do so. If they want to do it, then they can do it. And this is kind of like what it's saying here. The material is only temporary. Money, houses, in 100 years, someone else will be walking through your house, right? You'll be gone. Someone else will be doing your job, or the job won't even exist. So all that work you've done, it's not like it's for nothing. It was right in those moments, but in 100 years, there may not even be a job like that anymore. It might be just taken over by something else, some other thing, process, whatever you. So the purpose of me saying that is like not to be like despair or like anything like that. It's really to say, live for now, not for what may be or what may come, unless that's like a particular goal you're working towards. Then you still be in the moment with that compass pointed in that direction. Okay, let's have a look at Zadkiel. It says freedom and transmutation. I guess this is, again, these are all very free cards, right? This kind of like ready to roll, like ready to go on an adventure. It's for growth, learning, opportunities. You know, make that a priority in your life. It says here, free yourself from limitations. Imprisonment is an illusion, for no one can imprison your heart or mind. Choose to feel free and allow yourself, allow any perceived blocks to dissolve. So you're getting a very, very obvious message of push yourself, go for it, go do those things you want to do. If you keep talking about it, wanting to, start making it. If it's like a renovation in the house, start looking up people to do it, start making calls. Or if you want to do it yourself, start looking at YouTube videos of how you can begin, right? What tools you need, that kind of stuff. You know, start making the dream a reality, essentially. And it looks however it looks to you. This adventure is what's important to you, not what your parents say or the society might think about you. If you do try this, just go with it. Just do it. Fire. Yes, radiant, enthusiasm, dynamic. Again, more boost, heightening of energy. We also have the 9th house, philosophy, spirituality, and knowledge. This kind of just feels like spiritual growth as well. Like letting your soul sing is, you know, is an adventure in a way. Speaking truth is kind of like going on an adventure because it starts to shift the reality around you. Interesting. All right, any other cards, please? Yeah, this one. I've also got Uranus with revolution, invention, and eccentricity. So Uranus is very kind of wild card, right? So it's getting into that wild energy. Now that will look different for other people, right? If you're someone who always goes in a straight line towards a goal or goes in a straight line towards, I don't know, the direction of work, take a side road, have a look at the environment around there. That might be the thing that kind of shakes things up, right? That might be eccentric for you. This is not about what's eccentricity for everyone. That's going to be different. This is all individual based. But yeah, it's getting some chucking some wild card energy into your field. I think this is really exciting if you've chosen this pile. I don't feel like this is my pile, unfortunately, but I kind of want to take the energy of, and I feel like I could just take it. Why not? Definitely put some vibe back into life. You've got the 4 of fire or 4 of wands. It says here, so much to celebrate. This is like gratitude as well for what you already have. And instead of like thinking, well, I'm not happy until I have more, it's like, I do have a lot. Why don't I go grab the things I really want? You know, that kind of energy. Have the 7 of Pentacles. This is interesting. It doesn't mean you can't get exactly what you want immediately, depending on what that is, right? Goals, physical, internal, etc. But it's like seeds well planted. It's like there's 2 sides to this. It's like if you've already successfully got what you wanted and then you've just decided to shift the goalpost. This is about, you know, making that choice and effort to move into that exciting goal or dream. And on the other side, it's like any step towards the goal is a dream, like a dream come true, because you know that that's going to be the end, and the path that's in front of you is you're creating it now. This is where We Are Creators kind of pops in. Yep. Security. Don't hold money or like a certain physical thing as being the be all end all. It's interesting because you've got you know, these 2 Z's, but you've also got Jophiel twice here and Gabriel here, which just feels like a lot of harmony and excitement, really. It's like fire and passion. Okay, and then we've got Uriel coming through with the 6 of Fire. So 6 of Wands coming through. Very clear here. It talks about victory, right? It's like milestones, victories, seeds well sown, certain achievements achieved, especially if you've raised like, you know, a child through to adulthood, like, you know, well done, celebrate that. Now you're in a new phase of your life, and if you want to change something in the house, shift something around, don't be afraid of like losing the old. The old will always change anyway. I've seen when people have sold houses being very scared of the house being demolished and rebuilt, right? But it's no longer your house. You've moved out of it, so you can't have still that attachment of like, oh, well, they should be living in it like this because that's how I lived in it. It's like, no, you've moved beyond that. You're in a, you know, a beautiful new home now. Focus on that. Focus on what's actually happening around you instead of the past. The past is really not really brought up here because we're moving into a new direction, or like your guides are guiding you in a direction that's like more exciting, more vibrant. Literally, vibrancy, powerful shifts, vibrancy. Okay, very cool. Ultimate manifestation comes through on this card too. Very clear here. You're able to gain and get what you need. Start doing things you need if it's like a huge kind of goal, right? When I say huge, I mean like something that's going to take time. It's like, let's say you want to be a doctor. You can't just like grab a stethoscope and run out and start cutting people up. No, you're going to go to school and that kind of thing, and be excited about it because that's something that you really want to do. And if it shifts and change, like, you know, you go into a specialized area in the future, that's okay. You don't have to know that now. You don't have to know, well, where will I work? What kind of money will I earn if I work in this area or this city? That's too far in the future, right? Start with today, applying for the school you want to study, the career path you want to study in, right? Okay, hopefully that has helped you. This is a great one for a lot of transformation, a lot of just letting go of like worries of like, oh, but I might waste money or might waste time and stuff like that. Well, aren't you wasting money and time by just not even focusing on what you want? You know, just doing what's expected. If you're happy in that energy, then this probably wasn't your pile. There's definitely something that you want to bring out, shift, change. And it, like I said, it doesn't have to be big for what an external person would think is big. Even taking that different side road to get to work or something like that is kind of like the excitement, right? It's that kind of spontaneous action. Even if it's planned, it still feels like you still did something outside of the norm. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. I really hope this helps you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and give me a like and a subscribe if you would like to see more videos, and also if you enjoyed this video. So again, take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next reading. Hello, welcome to your reading pile 3. You've chosen air with communication, imagination, independent, and witty. Very interesting. Another kind of like vibrant energy. All the cards were super vibrant with the picker piles, and, you know, amplified energy. And I feel like that's true. This, just because there's a whole bunch of planets slowing down doesn't mean you have to, right? It's like, yeah, you can stop and reflect on things, but maybe certain things just become clearer because the world seems more obvious, right? Where there's rubbish and kind of like hate and anger, it's very clear. Where there's like light and love and happiness and joy, it's very clear in your own personal life and also in the collective. But you've chosen here with communication, imagination, independent, and witty. Very interesting one. Not a crystal, right? This deck has 4 elements in it. Fire, earth, water, and air. So interesting that that's popped out. Just kind of like takes us on a different ride. It's interesting because the song that was coming through, I don't know the name of it, but the start of it's like, how am I supposed to breathe with no air? And that's true. Like if you're not feeling like you have space to be you, your own independent self, then go find your ear. Where's your ear? Okay, let's see what comes through for pile 3. You've got release, you've got make the unseen seen and set it free. That just reminds me of a quote or a saying that which you put in darkness stays in darkness. That's that which you brings into the light. You can transform, utilize, move, and work with, right? Or whatever you want to do with it. But things that we put or hide away, like put in the later basket, sometimes that's okay because it's needed. We need to focus on this, that, or the other. But at some point, it needs to be put into the light and let go. This is a good time for transformation. This is very much like the wounded healer kind of energy. Things that we're holding on to, things that we may have already completed, but we need to start looking at and working on. You've got appreciation. It says quiet admiration and deep respect. You can see here they're sitting in their shadow in a way, or in the void. And it's like that clean area where there's no exposure from the light, but you're not wading through the shadows. You're kind of just in a neutral zone of where you can have some space and some breath. I feel like you just need to get some air, give yourself an opportunity to have some space. Love this for you. Compassion. This is Fufta, super sweet energy. Like when it's interesting because like I guess you could see that in school playgrounds as well. Sometimes the super like soft, nice one is the one that's easily taken advantage of, right? And that's how they learn when and where it's appropriate. And same with Fufta. It helps bring out that kind heart again. That may have got locked away when in childhood or in dangerous situation with family or something like that. It's like bringing that back, that health, help, and love into your life. These two are very mindful. This is very active, right? These two are very active. Okay, interesting. How can you utilize this to get back? I don't know. It feels like to get back to who you really are. It's not all this like stuff that you've collected over time. It's it's much more simpler and more easier to breathe in this space. Easier to connect with yourself. Okay. You've got Rick Biel, interesting one. This is about compassion. Literally, it's compassion. I'll show you in the book if you don't believe me, but it's compassion. It's funny how it's like done in the way of Ashtar, our Commander Ashtar, with the whole alien thing. But I feel like I was around in the 80s, but very young. When they were connecting to this energy, I never knew anything about it until I became spiritual and it popped up in my reality. And then cards kind of confirmed it, and I was like, okay, what's this about? But it really was trying to send messages of being kind to each other. Basically, it was like you don't have to like just let people do whatever they want to you. However, getting into a space of compassion and moving on, like release, helps so much. Speaking of compassion, you've also got Sophia, kind of depicted in Mother Mary's energy as well. So really nice cards coming through as your center, like sitting in the center of your message today. I'm going to read a little bit of Rick Biel. See, like I said, compassion. You've already got the compassion card twice in 2 different decks. All right, so Rick Biel is known as the chief of the divine chariot. So there you go. It says here, no matter how badly others behave, try to see through the eyes of compassion. Treat others as you wish to be treated and promote harmonious relations. It's just like, treat people how you want to be treated, right? Or with respect, let's just say. You don't have to change who you are because of how other people's act or treat you, right? You can still, you don't have to lower your vibration down to have conversations or meet with them. You can still be you. Yeah, unconditional love. I saw this today on someone who was being kind of like really nasty to people. And then on their page, they have, you know, I unconditionally love my family type thing. And it's like, it's an interesting thing to say. It's like, I get it, but you're actually horrible to other people. So it doesn't sound unconditional, but putting a condition on being family is kind of like, almost like for them it's okay, but for everyone else it's not. It's, I don't know, it just doesn't feel unconditional. Or at least it's disconnected from being part of a collective group, which we all are. Anyway, I guess it's fine. I don't know, I just wanted to mention that. All right, so Sophia says, do not fear the depths of your emotions, nor the heights of your exuberance. Humanity is undergoing a shift. Find your inner sanctuary as your emotions deepen and soar. So it's really, really, really nice coming through with, like, you know, to get back to who you really are, this kind-hearted soul. Not that you aren't now, right? But there's potentially something that could be blocking it, and it's just like, let it out, let it go, let it be out into the reality so you can be in your heart space. This is really nice. And even if you were like the aggressor in the past, it's about releasing any shame or judgment towards yourself as well. That can be a harder thing than releasing stuff that other people have done to us. Okay, since we're going to fly around the room. You've got the second house, which is finance, value, and possessions. This is about what's important with the second house for me, what I'm feeling from it. It does touch on Taurus, which is like, you know, our creature comforts, things that we keep close to us. This could touch on our stability or our foundations, an opportunity to really start to grow within those past situations. Okay, since these two are coming out. You've got fire, radiant, enthusiastic, and dynamic, and square, competition, tension, and disharmony. It's interesting. There was an astrologer that I watched yesterday talking about a square. I can't remember who it was between. I can't remember. I think it was like Pluto and someone. And it's there for like a few months, like quite a few months. It's like the square. I can't remember anyway. But while squares might be like, oh, that's a negative, competition isn't always negative, right? We've literally got the Olympics going on, which is like safe competition to showcase, you know, your skills, to celebrate and enjoy where you come from, but also harmonize and be part of, you know, a bigger collective than ourselves. And when we go into sports, it's very individual, especially if you're like, you know, swimming or something like that, or something like individual, or even in team sports, there's like, it just opens you up to like different people, different cultures, different skills, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like it kind of like broadens your horizons. The fire just adds vibrancy to this. This is like a real spark to see what's important. Possessions are the things we hold on to as well. And again, coming back to that being potentially difficult, but worthwhile letting go, or worthwhile celebrating, especially for who you are, who you truly are. So important here is like who you are is important. That's coming through very strong. There's so much more than, you know, a number or a value or something or a statistic. It does feel like live for you a little bit coming through. Look at that. 3 of Wands. A lot of Wands energy, a lot of fire. Planning for long-term, abundance from past choices, pride and success of your labors. Be patient as you decide what's next. But it's like, you know, this kind of fierce energy and magical energy with the ship flying. It's like breaking through old barriers and getting back into your imagination, right? Literally, like, and as it says there, your verve. Again, inner child, verve. Yeah, dreamer. Look at that. The cards are really speaking truth today, right? Very, very obvious. It's getting back into this like fun aspect, healthy aspect of who you are. It says a new start, trust yourself, push your fears aside and take a leap of faith. I like that. We've also got the Hermit with Raziel coming through as well. It says time spent in peaceful meditation and meaningful solitude. It's kind of funny because it says time spent. It's almost like you've had, you know, enough time kind of like rolling around with this certain feeling. Got to appreciate yourself, enjoy your life, enjoy who you are, and release that old stuff, the old black and white stuff. This is all colored, right? It's such a nice reading. Yep, start to make the changes you want to see. It says a significant life experience that requires changes to be made. If it's already passed, make those changes, make that done. The transformation is about growth. You know, it's also got Shamuel, who's really nice to work with. I usually see her as like feminine, but you know, spirit doesn't really care about gender as much as we do on Earth. This is about, I guess, like a new you, even though it might feel like an old you. It's like adding more of who you are with who you have been, I guess. I don't know how to word it properly, but like I like it how it's written down here. It's like break free of procrastination. You know, you've done the looking for the light or working in the light. Find it like hope and direction. And now it's like releasing old belief systems, like the old. I love that releasing old belief systems with the dreamer, which is like the full card. It's like that point of growth and a new experience. So this is a great energy. This is a great time for like really experiencing something fun in life, right? Something exciting, whether that's having our truth come through and be spoken and be enjoyed. It's not like you're speaking truth to convince others that what you're saying is true. That doesn't really need to be done, right? It's more of like speaking truth because you know it's true to you and you want to enjoy it. You don't need the what is that, gratification from others or acceptance or anything like that. This is really about your own expression. In whatever way that is, like, is it painting a wall in your house green? I don't know. Like, it's up to you. You got to figure this stuff out. Get out all the black and white old stuff. This reminds me of that movie where, you know, I can't remember. It's like, it's almost like a nuclear kind of like family type thing, like it with 1950s, and the boys and girls or the teenagers like hold hands, and that's the kind of thing, that's the extent of the relationship. And then when they start getting more physical, color starts popping up, and like they start asking questions and breaking out of the norms. Like this is like getting back into your like wild fun nature. Don't spend too much time in the shadows or in the darkness, because you can stay here for longer than you need to. This is a time of growth and enlightenment, really, excitement. So, interesting one for you, Pal 3. If you have questions, let me know. Happy to answer any of those. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, as always. I really do appreciate connecting with your energy. I do have an Etsy store, so go check that out if you want to get like a more personalized reading. Also, I was going to say something else. Yeah, like and subscribe. Otherwise, take care of yourself, and I will see you next time. Take care.